Over the weekend, hundreds of critics and influencers filed into a darkened theatre to witness a pre-recorded first gameplay video of Summer Games Fest's biggest reveal, and that was Resident Evil Requiem, aka Resident Evil 9. But hidden just meters away was something even better, a hands-on demo that only a handful of people got to play. One of those lucky few was Eurogamer's editor-at-large, Alex Donaldson, and in this video, I will be reading Alex's exact words, thoughts, and impressions based on his time playing the Resi 9 demo. We don't have any extra footage to show you, so the backdrop to this preview will mainly be the Resi 9 announcement trailer on loop, plus some footage from previous games in the series, which will be used to demonstrate a few of the points made in Alex's preview. Enjoy!
Stay away from that!
The funny thing about this Resident Evil 9 demo is that it is, to be fair, quite familiar. It's immediately reminiscent of some of the earliest demos of Resident Evil 7. New protagonist Grace Ashcroft finds herself in a claustrophobic space with a deadly stalker enemy coming after her. Players have to solve puzzles and avoid or escape the stalker to survive. The half-ruined hallways and private rooms of what an in-game note seemingly cites as the Rhodes Hill Civic Care Centre are mechanically deeply reminiscent of the dilapidated ground floor annex of the Baker House, where Ethan Winters scurried through those halls, fleeing Jack Baker after escaping a deadly family dinner. Grace frees herself from some sort of macabre medical experiment, only to be hunted by some as-yet nameless shambling beast that was presumably once human. What I'm saying, I suppose, is that this demo showcases Capcom playing some of its hits. We see some of the same tricks played even, the beast smashing through previously solid walls, the noise made by main objectives, instilling a panicked flight for safety. Your mind oscillates wildly between the next objective or item you need to solve puzzles and progress, and simply surviving the indestructible monster that wants to eat you. Capcom knows how to make this stuff. There's also clearly a gleeful knowledge that players know how it all works too. For those who have been pursued by Jack, Nemesis, or whoever else, your past knowledge and the anticipation it feeds is used against you. At one point, I deliberately made a nonsensical move, thinking it might trick the Stalker AI. It fails to do so, and I'm left scrambling. For newcomers, it could be just as tense or worse thanks to the unknown. Whoever you are, though, it'll be brown trousers time. It's not all familiar, though. This enemy has a mechanic to its nature that sets it apart from any other stalker in the series' history, but Capcom has politely asked the exact nature of that to be kept a surprise. Just rest assured that it is clever, and realising this twist allows you to wrest just a little power back without diminishing the terror. At one point, I needed to move a heavy hospital cart in order to climb on top of it to reach a toolbox on a high shelf. Even getting to this room had been tense, but the stars aligned to create a nightmarish situation. For one, the cart's heft means I need to move it two-handed, so the lighter which I'd earlier found is flicked off, the room plunged into pitch black but for dull emergency lighting reflected across a bloodied floor. The cart has a wonky wheel or something, so moving it makes a load of noise too. God, then comes more noise, but from elsewhere. The beast has heard me. The room only has one way in or out, so rather than run towards where the monster may approach from, I stand still in the pitch black until the shumbling and scraping noises cease. Grace's breathing hitches, and so does mine. The noises stop, I wait a beat, another. All is quiet. I'm in the clear. I gingerly press the D-pad up to take out and ignite the lighter. Immediately illuminated, the mutated beast is about a foot in front of me, towering over poor Grace. Shitting hell. To be clear, all of this is a wonderful combination of the elements that make a horror game like this great. Part of it is pre-scripted events. The cart will always make sufficient noise to attract the creature, but then my decision of what to do, the stalker's AI decision-making, and my accidental comedic timing in firing up the lighter, all of that is stars aligning to create a moment that nearly sent me out of my chair. The PR in my demo room told me they'd not seen that play out exactly that way, and this is a small area, clearly from early in the game, with limited possibilities.
Grace!
Light played a big role in that moment, and does so in this demo in general. It feels as though the RE engine has had a big lighting upgrade, and Resident Evil 9 is Capcom flexing. The hospital ward Grace finds herself in feels like each room is bathed in sterile, fluorescent lighting or absolute darkness, accentuated only by the blinking lights of medical equipment and the like. The lighting looks great, as does the rest. Plus, Grace's tortured and panicked facial expressions are the best emoting I've seen from RE Engine to date. Which brings me to the biggest surprise of Capcom's reveal, the news that Resident Evil 9 can be played in first or third person. All you have to do is pause the game, go to the options menu and flick a button. You can go back and forth as you like, and I did as I played. Both look and feel natural, though in this demo, first person is clearly marked as the recommended option. Indeed, in third person, you will still flick back to first for the occasional cinematic moment, revealing how a seamless transition from gameplay to terrifying spectacle and back again in first person is the intent. Nevertheless, it's great to have the choice.
Grace.
I find it fascinating in part because this mode selector could be a bit of a fear modifier. I think these things are naturally a bit less nasty in third person. The player feels a little removed from events in that perspective, but there are advantages to first person too. Scrabbling around the hospital for clues, it was easier to see small items and finer detail in first person.
They're coming.
I move into speculation now, but if I were Capcom and making a game to celebrate Resident Evil's 30th year, an interesting idea would be to make a game with multiple threads representing the different flavours of the series over time. My suspicion now is that Grace is just one of at least two protagonists, and I wonder if whoever her counterpart is might be designed to be played primarily in third person. Grace, the inexperienced young agent in a stomach-turning first-person survival horror, and then somebody else, a star in bombastic third-person action horror. The fact that I'm speculating is good. It's great even. It shows that a demo that felt quite familiar but for technical enhancements and a few subtle twists has sparked my interest and imagination. Explaining their intent, Capcom developers said they wanted to create a type of horror game that would leave players desperate to see what happens next. After the demo, I'm there. As familiar as this demo feels, I've no doubt the full game will push the envelope further. The ambition is obvious, and the wait until February is going to be challenging. And that, my friends, is the end of Alex's hands-on impressions of the Resi 9 demo, which you can also read right now by heading on over to Eurogamer.net. As for us here on YouTube, please do give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and make sure to subscribe to Eurogamer for more Resi Requiem coverage as soon as we can bring it to you. Oh, and don't forget to check out this other Resi 9 video that is on screen and clickable right now. Goodbye.
I know that's where your mother was murdered. Alyssa died 8 years ago.